All right. So again, this shiny wall, function, lines, the body cavity. Then we have mesenteries. Again, you have this thin membrane here. Okay? If I were to pin this, put a pin right through it, it is mesenteries. Function. Excellent. Then we go to septum, way up here by the heart cavity. When you open up your heart cavity, you're going to see this tough, fibrous, white membrane. That tough membrane is septum. Function, separates from the coelom. Correct. All right, then let's go to pericardial cavity. If I were to just pin in this area and say this space. So again, the question is, you got to, when it's a pin test, you guys, you got to listen carefully, read the question carefully for what it's asking. I'm not asking this pinned structure. I'm saying in this pinned space. Again, that would be pericardial cavity. Function. Provide room. Excellent. Then we go to the heart. If I stab the heart itself. Pumps blood. That's an easy one. Pectoral girdle. That's this thick white stuff here. Supports pectoral fins. Then we go to gills. Now gills right now, based on the way we've cut open the shark, you can't see them. Which means I would stab in, what the heck are these things called? Gill slits. I would stab in those and I'd say the organ found in here. Function.
Respiration.
Takes in oxygen, gets rid of carbon dioxide. Excellent. Question.
On the thing that says gill cleft.
Yes, gill clefts. I'll take gill slits. Means the same thing. Either or. Now, pharynx, you guys. Again, to get pharynx, the mouth would be open. Again, notice if I were to pin this, I would say the pinned space. Okay? The space that the pin is in. So the fact that it's this space is the pharynx. Function. Passageway for food and water. Excellent. Then we go to, what's next? Esophagus. Esophagus is very muscular. You can see it in the open cavity. So again, if I open my cavity, I pull my livers to the side. I should see this big tube, this big muscular tube way up here. That's the esophagus. Function. Pushes food to the stomach. That's all it does. Okay, cardiac stomach. Again, when you're looking for cardiac stomach, it's this stomach entirely is this J shape, right? Top of the J is cardiac stomach. Function. Bottom part of the J. Function. Chemical digestion. Intestine. That's this thing that looks almost like it's ribbed because it has so many veins and arteries feeding it. This would be, if I said this whole structure that's pinned, intestine. Two functions. Digestion and absorption. Then if I said what's found inside of the pin structure, functions, slows food, increases surface area. Excellent. Then we go to the rectum. You guys, to find the rectum, you have to pretty much go way down to the end of the intestine, where it pretty much narrows into like what looks like, if I can get this up here, where it narrows into one little white thin tube. That would be the rectum, or colon. Both terms work. What would that be? Storage of solid waste. All right, then we go to cloaca. Again, notice there are two ways I can ask this question. If I have it pinned here and I say this name of this specific opening, what would be the answer? Vent. Vent is the opening. If I stab in and I say the name of this chamber, this common chamber, cloaca. Now, what is the function of this common chamber, cloaca? Exocide of urine, solid waste, gametes. Three things all unite there. Three tracks all exit into that one chamber. Okay. All right. Then we go to liver. Going back up to the top of the shark, liver. These big, giant gray things. If I stab that, that should be the easiest one to recognize. Four functions though. Produce bile. Produce oil. Remove. Store. Excellent. You guys have been studying. This is awesome. All right, then we go to, yes. Good. Okay. Gallbladder. Gallbladder, again, you guys, no matter which shark I pin, it's on this little middle V-shaped part of the liver, and it's this little deflated sac on the very left side of that middle lobe of the liver. In many, it's dark green. More than likely, if I pick a shark for this, I'm going to choose one that has a very dark green little sac here, okay? That's the gallbladder function. Stores bile. All right, pancreas. Remember, this is the tough one. Don't fall for it. There are how many lobes to the pancreas? 2 lobes. First lobe is right at the pyloric stomach intestine junction. It's this little round flat yellow thing. So if I stab that little round yellow thing, pancreas, 3 functions. Produce insulin. Produce enzymes. Produce high pH. Now I can also separate stomach and intestine and stab the long lobe of the pancreas. Do the functions change? No, just 2 parts to it, okay?
Still the pancreas?
Still the pancreas. They have 2 lobes to the pancreas. Kind of like the liver has 2 big lobes and a small middle lobe, okay? Same thing. All right, if we go to spleen. Again, spleen is at the bottom of our J-shaped stomach. Is this goatee-looking thing hanging off the bottom. This is the spleen. Function: produce, store, destroy old red blood cells. Correct. All right, then we have ovaries and testes. Again, way up here underneath the liver, tilted to the side. Little white structures. You can find them on either side. Rotate it. Make sure you can see that they're on both sides, okay? These little white things on both sides. Now, if I pin this, what is the first thing you got to do?
Go down and see if we get us phosphorus.
Check to see if it is male or female. This is a male, so what would I say?
Testes.
Functions, sperm, male hormones. If you were to glance down and you saw no claspers, and it's pinned, you would say ovaries, functions, eggs, female hormones. All right. Then we go to kidneys. Again, these are the ones that are found in the middle of the back. They're sealed into the wall. If you've teared the peritoneum, you should be able to kind of peel them up. So again, that's this long thing and this long thing. Please know they actually technically run all the way up here too. They just are the thickest down here, okay? So if I were to stab dead center, boom, right in the middle of the wall, that is kidneys. 3 functions: remove, remove, excellent. Rectal gland, that's this hot dog thing down here all by itself. Okay, it's this little tiny hot dog-like thing all by itself. Removes excess salt from their blood. Pelvic girdle, again, open the body wall. You should see what looks like this clear, hard cartilage. Supports pelvic fins, correct. Coelom, all this space in here, all this. If I just pin here and I say all this body space. Room for organ development, correct. Okay? All right, so what time do we get out of here? Do you guys know? Period 2. Get out 9:45. Ooh, good, we have time. Let's go through external one time. So let me stop that.